Today we're talking about purple. So I know it's only August, but in fashion we are now into autumn because that's when the clothes come in and that's when we have to start thinking in terms of the next season. It's not really got anything to do with the weather, but as this summer proved, the seasons don't have anything to do with the weather anyway anymore, so it's all fine. And we're starting with purple, which is kind of the headline trend for this season, I think, which is probably down to Jean-Pierre Braganza mostly. She has a fashion show that really does tend to define a lot of what happens in the fashion industry. Silk cut purple is kind of where we're at in fashion. It's also a colour that speaks to everything else that's happening in the trends this season that we'll go into in future weeks, but it's all quite dark, quite sombre and yet quite opulent and embellished at the same time. It's a kind of moody glamour, and purple is probably the colour best placed to embody that. How to wear your purple this season? Well, especially in August, you don't want to wear it with black because it's a bit goth. So I'm thinking white and pink, as you'll see from the shoes. And I also think it's looking really nice if you wear it with like grey and sort of heathery, pinkish tones like that. It just kind of brings out a slightly more summery side to purple, and then we can get into the really moody stuff later. So let's start off with this dress, which is Jean-Pierre Braganza, which is purplish and also kind of shows off quite a lot of other trends that we're going to be looking at, which is the sort of graphic idea of the shape of the dress and a new kind of bodycon, which is not the really over tight bondagey stuff and more a kind of suggestion of shape and adding a kind of graphic line to that shape. This is a kind of high street take on the same look. This is H&M and has a kind of quite tactile feel to this. It's sort of printed on the top so that it feels quite tacky on these sections. These sections are sort of shiny and this is very matte, so it gives the dress quite a sort of touchy-feely quality, which is nice. And it also has the print on the back as well, which I think makes this look like really quite a classy dress, considering it's H&M. This is Roberto Cavalli. Sleeve shapes this season are going to be quite soft and rounded, and you can see that coming through here because this is a blouse shape that very much similar to the ones we've been seeing the last few seasons, but this season having this slight kind of ballooning on the edge of the sleeve I think makes it look a little bit different. And this one here I'm showing you because it's by the fashion designer Willoughby. I thought you'd be interested to know, and also I actually really like this colour combination. I think the purple with the navy looks very classy. This being an autumn trend, it may be that knitwear is the way to buy into it. We've got a couple of high street purple knits. This is ASOS. I sort of love this. It's kind of intensely tactile, fluffy fabric that looks a little bit like something sort of exploded and turned itself into a jumper, but in a really nice, rich sort of Merlot shade of purple, so I think it kind of works. The statement jumper, which was last autumn's standout fashion hit, is not going away this season. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of these, but this is the first one we'll show you for the season, which is from H&M and is obviously purple. And should you need a skirt to go with it, we propose Marks & Spencer's pencil skirt in a kind of different shade of purple, just to give you top to toe purple-tastic autumn look.